Okay, let us see about reported speech, exclamatory sentences. So, what are exclamatory sentences? Now, exclamatory sentences are those sentences that express strong feeling or emotions. That is, sentences which express strong feelings or emotions. Those strong feelings or emotions can be like, say, joy, sorrow, surprise, hatred, and so on and so forth. Okay? Now, what is the mark of an exclamatory sentence? All the exclamatory sentences finish with the exclamatory mark, or they end with exclamation. This is the mark of an exclamatory sentence. Fine? Now, up to now, we saw regarding the statements, the questions, imperative sentences. But what if there is an exclamatory sentence in a direct speech and we have to convert that into indirect speech? Or what if the speaker is saying something that conveys a very strong feeling or emotion, and how the listener is going to report that uh, into indirect speech, or how the narration is going to be done. Let's see that. There are certain things that we keep in mind while we convert exclamatory sentences from direct speech to indirect speech. Number one, the reporting verb said that we have, that is changed according to the emotion of the exclamatory sentence. That is, if the exclamatory sentence is expressing happiness, then the reporting verb said will be converted accordingly. If it is expressing sorrow, then there will be the corresponding conversions or replacement. If it is surprise, then the same thing goes. And if it is hatred or any other emotions, then the reporting verb said is changed according to the emotion. Okay? Now, there are certain standard exclamatory word which are replaced, that is with said, or said is replaced with those exclamatory word. Like, suppose if we have exclamatory word wow, then in the indirect speech it gets converted into exclaimed with joy. If we have the exclamatory word what, this is the exclamatory word, and this is replacement of said. Okay, if we have the exclamatory word what, this becomes exclaimed with surprise. If we have exclamatory word suppose sorry, so that becomes exclaimed with regret. If we have the exclamatory word say alas, then that becomes exclaimed with sorrow or grief. If we have the exclamatory word like bravo, so that will become exclaimed with applause, or it can simply become applauded. Okay? Now, there are many possibilities. I've just given some examples, but there are many exclamatory words which are possible and the corresponding conversions. Now, there is one thing that you have to keep in mind, that there are certain exclamatory words that can depict sorrow or joy. Like what? Suppose what can express surprise also. What can express fear also. So it is the task of the listener, that is whoever is listening the matter from the speaker, it is the task of the listener to to understand the meaning of the exclamatory sentence and then report accordingly. The specific emotion has to be construed as per the sentence. That is, if you simply listen to the word what, you cannot make out everything. You have to listen to the other part of the sentence also. Or if you read just what, and if you just go by the rule book that what means, if it is what, then it will be exclaimed with surprise. It can be exclaimed with fear also. But then you have to read the next part of the, and that is the words that follow what. Okay. So the meaning of the exclamatory words have to be construed as per the sentence. That is, what are the, what is the entire meaning of the sentence altogether. Okay. Then, number 2, when we have words like what or say how, in in the direct speech, so they are replaced with very or great. Okay. Now, very goes with adjectives and great goes with noun. Okay. Now let me give you an example. For example, she said, what a building. So this will become, she exclaimed with surprise that it was, you can say, a very big building. It can be very big also, it can be very beautiful also. Okay. So whenever we have words like what or how, in this example we took what, then they get replaced with very or great in the indirect speech. Now, very will go with adjective and great will go with noun. Okay? Like very big building or great building. Now, when we say very big, so big is adjective here, so it becomes very. And if we are simply using only the noun building, we can use great. You can write it was a great building or it was a very big building. Difference is only this. Fine. Now, what are the changes that we make when we convert exclamatory sentences from direct speech to indirect speech? Number 3, that is, uh, comma, comma, and the inverted commas, the double inverted commas, they are removed. This we have seen in normal sentences also. And that is used to join the sentences. That is reporting clause and reported clause. Also, the exclamatory mark is removed. Fine. These are the changes that we see. Comma is removed. Comma is removed. Double inverted comma is removed. That is brought. And the exclamatory mark is also removed. Okay. Now, the things will become clear to you with the help of these examples. Suppose Gaurav said, "Hurrah! We have won the match." Okay, so this becomes Gaurav. Now, said has to be replaced with the proper reporting verb. So this becomes exclaimed with joy. Now, how you can understand that it has to be exclaimed with joy or exclaimed with happiness? Because we see the exclamatory word hurrah. So we can simply understand that the statement is all about expressing joy, or the speaker is expressing joy. We have won the match. So the rest of the changes will happen according to the rules that we have seen in case of statements. That is brought. Then they had won the match. Okay? Let's see another example. She said in Shimla, "Wow, what a pleasant weather it is." She said in Shimla, "Wow, what a pleasant weather it is." Now, what a pleasant weather it is a statement suggesting the fact that, or expressing the emotion that the speaker is totally mesmerized with the pleasant weather. It is not a question. That's why it is not written in the form of an interrogative sentence. It is only expressing an emotion. Fine. So this will become, she exclaimed with joy in Shimla that it was a very pleasant weather. Okay. Let's see another example. The spectators said, "Bravo! A classical goal." Now, you can understand from the tone of the statement that the spectators are totally, mesmerized with the classical goal and they are applauding it. Okay, that's why you can write the statement in this way: the spectators applauded the team, or you can say him, that the team can be that is the entire team which is playing, or him, that is the sports person who is playing, saying that it was a classical goal. This is one way of writing the statement, or you can write the spectators exclaimed with applause that it was a classical goal. Okay, you can write the statement in these two ways. Now there are many examples which are possible. What are the things that you have to keep in mind? I don't think you are going to get this in your examination still. Just for knowledge sake, what are the things that you have to keep in mind? You have to see the exclamatory word, you have to read the entire sentence as well, and you have to understand the emotion. After understanding this, you have to supply the right reporting verb and the rest of the changes that we have seen, which occur in case of converting sentences from indirect speech to direct speech, converting the sentences from direct speech to indirect speech, sorry. So they are the same. Okay, comma, double inverted comma are removed. That is used to join both the sentences, and most importantly, exclamatory mark is removed. Fine. So I hope the things are clear to you with the help of these examples. Now in the next video, I'll be showing you how do we convert wish or desire from direct speech to indirect speech.